All right.
That is how I start my videos.
Welcome back.
That is actually pretty accurate.
All right.
How did you see that?
All right.
This video, I'm going to show you how the universe will manifest for you if you do this one thing. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. And on this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how the universe will manifest for you if you do a simple little thing and you start to understand this philosophy as well. Because the truth is, what if what you wanted wanted you? This is something that we think about sometimes. We think about, oh, I want to attract this person into my life. I want to attract this money into my life. And what we assume is that it's all from our own perspective. But what if, instead of that, what if those things actually wanted you? You see, this changes the energy dynamic, and this allows us to see things from a new point of view. And I actually use this. This really does work. The first time, I've told this story many times before, but when I was first moving into the house that I live in, and the house, I'm getting ready to move out of it in a couple of weeks, but I really love living in it while I did live in it. And in August of last year, when I was getting ready to find out if I got the house or not, I remember there was competition for the house. There were like 3 to 5 other people that applied for the same house. It was just renting. But for some reason, everyone's moving to Vegas right now. I live in Las Vegas. And what happened was I imagined it as if the house wanted me to live there. I thought about how I'd take good care of the house. It had like trees in the backyard. It had a peach tree. It had like a lot of grass, and I really appreciate and love grass. And I just knew that in the house, I would be able to make so many videos for YouTube, which now I have probably like I probably made over 500 videos in that house so far. And I knew that it would also help and add value to other people by me being there, because I feel so expansive. It'd be such a nice, such a good energy. So because I had that perspective, that was something I then viewed it as if the house wanted me to live there. And because of that, it was almost like the energy dynamic switched, because the focus then went from just me wanting it to me understanding that it's more in alignment with a larger whole, like a larger system as well. So anytime you find that you take yourself more out of just the ego structure of what the ego wants, you'll find that then you expand your energy. And that when you expand your energy, you'll find that things manifest easier than ever for you. So one thing that I did right now as well is I have this little chart thing that I made. And this is going to kind of show you a little bit more about this process. And in general, let me wait for it to, let me see. Okay, so hopefully you can see it now. So it says over here, it says, when this goes up, what will happen is the universe will manifest more for you, because then you're going to be in a higher alignment to the whole. So when you start to feel more unity, when you realize that you're connected to everyone else, you start to tap into more divine energy, and you're also focused on giving value because we're all connected. Now, when your ego goes up, what happens is the universe will manifest less for you, because then it's just an ego scenario where you only win if your ego wins. So this is the ego and the separation. So if you want the universe to manifest for you, your vibration has to go up, and part of your vibration going up will have to do with what you are putting out into the world. So the more that I've realized this concept, this is pretty much what I use to grow my YouTube channel. I just understood the dynamics there of the more value that I provide and that I put out, the more good will come back to me. It's almost like the universe will go down these paths of least resistance. Now, here's the thing with the universe that we're in right now. This is the way it seems to be going down. There is a global shift in consciousness happening, and more people are waking up every day. So because of this, because this is something the universe wants to do, it wants to expand, if you can help in that expansion somehow, and my guess is that some level of your passion is connected to helping people expand, whether it's you creating amazing art, you sharing your passion with the world and it raises the frequency of other people, whatever it is, by you being you, you add value. So that's the key. It's understanding that the more you put out good into the world, the more these things come back at you. And the more you are raising your frequency, the universe will manifest for you when you raise your frequency. So something else I want to talk about today is I've been talking a lot about how thoughts are literally things. Thoughts are literally things. There's some esoteric books on this. There's one book called Thought Form. It's an old school book. And what it talks about is how when we think thoughts, they're actual energetic things that exist in the astral plane, because there's different planes here. We have the physical reality that we're in, which is what we can physically see. We have the astral realm, which is overlaid our reality, which we only see really when we're in bed at night, or if you're clairvoyant or in meditation. But when you go to bed at night, you're in the astral realms, whether you're aware of it or not. At least you travel through it. Now what happens is when you're thinking thoughts, your thoughts are going out and it's going into the astral realm. Now the key to this is understanding that the more consistently you think certain thoughts, the more it builds those thought forms. But another part of it that's very important is the quality of the thought you have. So if your thoughts are of a higher quality, which also means it's going to carry with it, I'm going to explain this in a second, but it'll carry with it your aura as well. What happens is it then has a higher frequency. So for example, if I have the intention to grow my YouTube channel because I want just more subscribers and more ego gratification, that might carry with it an aura color. Like think about it, my aura's in the selfish, maybe like the more of the greed survival mode, maybe it's more of a red color. Those thoughts are then going out of a lower frequency type nature. However, if my intention is to add value and help other people wake up, what may happen is then the thoughts, they're coming from a higher quality place, those have more power. So our thoughts are literally things, and they are components of our own aura. This is something I've been learning about more and more recently. It's a little bit more esoteric, but it makes a lot of sense too with all the information I've read from Paramahansa Yogananda in his book, The Autobiography of a Yogi, where he talks about aligning yourself with the divine, because when you align with the divine, what happens is you then have a higher frequency and things will happen even easier for you. You see, the truth is, you are a divine being who may have completely forgotten that, and your natural vibration is to be in a high vibrational state. But once again, you may have forgotten that, but the more you embody that divine space, that divine energy, is the more the universe will manifest for you, because you're tapping into that energy. So you see, when we talk about these enlightened gurus from the book Autobiography of a Yogi, where he shares, Paramahansa Yogananda goes through the process of enlightenment and shares what it was like and what it was like meeting these people that are doing things literally that we think are magic, making things appear. And the reason they're able to do that is because their frequency is so high that their thoughts are so clear, their intentions are so strong that it just happens. They also realize that reality is a form of illusion. So because it's an illusion, they have more flexibility, whereas most of us run around thinking, this is also serious, this is also real. So this is about understanding that correlation. Now, the other thing about enlightened gurus is they are embodying a very high frequency, and because of that, their auras are at a completely different level. Therefore, their thoughts are so clear, and those thoughts literally can become things instantly. So do you see the difference here? Now, here's the thing as well. For this process, the thing that I want to share with you as well that I think will help the universe manifest for you is developing some type of breathing practice. Now, the reason I say this is prana is energy. Prana, breath. Taking a deep breath in right now with me. Watch this. Breathe it out. Notice how present you feel. Notice that you probably are more aware of the energy within your own body. And this energy increases your vibration. And as you increase your vibration, then the thoughts you think have more potency. You know, one of the reasons I think when people do like substances consistently, maybe like they drink a lot or they're smoking a lot or they're doing these things that alters their aura, I think it may dull their aura, and then it's almost like their thoughts don't have as much potency, their intention doesn't have potency, the energy behind what they're doing doesn't have as much potency, and the people you're around, you're literally mixing your aura with them. So if they have a lot of problems in their aura, a lot of things they're dealing with, maybe they're always negative, telling you why you can't do things that you want to do in your life, then that doubt from them is coming into your aura, you see? So be aware of your energy. It doesn't mean you have to be a little cocoon, like run around afraid of everything, but what it does mean is be more aware of your aura. Be more aware of your energy. Are you taking in deep breaths? That's why exercise, I think, can be so powerful for this. But you see, you're walking around right now, and it's like the gravity that you hold is going to determine the things that come towards you. And this is just to explain it, because at an actual level, our reality is simply a reflection. But this is an understanding of what you can do to raise your frequency, then have perceive of a higher vibrational reality. So the main thing that I've learned through this process is the more that I raise my frequency, is the more that the universe will actually manifest for me. So that's the key. If you want me to do more videos on this as well, hit the like button, let me know. And I'm going to be doing more videos on concepts like this, and especially the esoteric concepts. Do you like the esoteric concepts with thought forms, with understanding the aura and how that goes into our energy and how that goes into our reality creation? If so, hit the like button, let me know, and I'll use that as a barometer as to if I do more videos like this. But in general, realize that the more value you give, and I realized this too when I used to work at, used to have my sales commission job. If I went in and I was thinking, how can this person I'm selling women's shoes, how can this person add value to my paycheck? It's a very constrictive energy. It carries with it a vibration of control. And then what I did is then I would go, and the cool thing I liked about where I worked is every single day I went in, I started at 0. I was able to see what kind of energy dynamics worked. What kind of, if I was just having fun, I would sell a certain amount. If I had certain intentions, I would sell a certain amount. If I had an intention of adding value, I'd sell a certain amount. If I had an intention of just increasing my paycheck, I would sell a certain amount. And I was able to see what really works. I'll tell you right now what really works. What works is the more you have intention of adding value and just having fun. Those two combinations. Because when you're in a high frequency state, you perceive of a reality that is also more high frequency. So some days I'd go in and I would just focus, I would hardly focus on the money. I'd focus on not how much I sold, I'd focus on just having fun and increasing the state. Because a lot of times the money that we make is in proportion to the value that we add. And even an emotion of making people feel better, that's an emotional value right there. And then also think about it, I get people into a good feeling state, they're then in the feeling if they want to buy something because they're feeling so good and that contagious energy is spreading. You see? So the power of what I'm sharing right now is understanding your state, understanding your energy field, understanding that your intention behind what you do is what's important. But the most powerful way that you can raise your frequency as well is you going for your passion. You doing what you're passionate about. I get up every single morning, I make these videos because it's my passion. It gets me into a flow state. I feel like I enjoy this. This is why I do what I do. And it's not only what I love to do, but it's also teamed up to what adds value to other people, because there's many people that are going through awakening or wanting to know more about how to create their own reality. And in general, the key to this is understanding that. Now, another little aspect I'll talk about this as well has to do with the ego and responsibility, because I believe that, for example, the more that this YouTube channel grows, the more that my influence grows in life, the more responsibility I have to make sure my ego stays in check. Now, what I mean by this is sometimes what I see happen is some people will get really big on YouTube or in just, with what they're doing, and they'll get so much gravity, but then there's this switch where what happens is they go from having this authentic connection, they have the switch to where then it's all about money, or it's not about what they're really passionate about, and it's all about gratifying the ego. And when that happens, a lot of times the universe will then sometimes give you situations that humble you. You see what I mean? So I've anytime I go throughout this year, but a couple moments where I really reflect and I'm okay, am I still acting authentically? Am I still doing what I want to do and still adding value? Is that my primary intention? And I check in with myself to make sure, because the more that stuff grows and the more, it's almost the more power that's coming through. The universe is kind of, in a way, testing sometimes to see, are you going to do something good with this? Do you still have a divine pure intention? And I watch some people that may start to bring their ego into it and start to get too ego gratified, and they lose their intention to add value. And when that happens, it's almost like the universe sometimes will give people the reason to humble themselves, or a reason to look at their own ego in a new way. So with great power comes great responsibility. As cheesy as it sounds, I know it was in the movie Spider-Man and everything, I thought it was a really cool saying, but I believe that in general, if you want the universe to manifest for you, understand it's not just about you. The reason I say this too is you may think, Aaron's the one making all these videos. Aaron's made hundreds of videos in a row because he's been doing this for years. But I would say that I get into a certain state and this energy comes through. What you think of as Aaron being this intellectual, smart guy, if that's what you think, maybe you think of just some, I don't know, some loony esoteric guy, but whatever it is, it's not just, it's this energy. It's more so channeling like my higher mind, you could say. Or it's not really just me. Aaron, wouldn't be able to make a daily video on YouTube for years and years and years in a row if it were just the ego. You see, there's a larger thing at play here. And the reason I'm shouting it out right now is because it's true. It's a flow state. It's a higher vibrational state. It's that divine energy that's flowing through. And I think that when people watch my videos, if they like, because some people say, oh, I watch your videos and I get a certain feeling from it. I feel high vibe when I watch it. Well, what you're connecting to your own energy. I'm just a symbol because I'm embodying this divine energy within myself, and then you're seeing that, and then you feel a certain way because of that. So it's in a way you're tapping into the divine within you when you watch videos where I'm tapping into my higher mind. Do you see? So it's not really just me. In this reality isn't just about you as your ego. It's a collaboration between your ego, which like is still, I have to get in front of the camera every day. That's part of my ego is in collaboration with that. But in general, it's allowing this energy to flow through. It's allowing this divine energy. We're all divine spiritual beings dreaming that we're human, and we have this connection to the divine. And most likely your passion is going to be connected to that. When people do and create amazing art, they get to a flow state. They could say, oh, it's my ego making this, but maybe it's more so the painting making itself. Do you see what I mean? It's like almost like it's an accumulation of the intention. It's hard to really explain, but it's more so a flow state. So if you want the universe to manifest for you, I recommend you get into your flow state. I recommend you start to breathe more, charge your energy field, be and have boundaries with people that are maybe negative, bringing you down, telling you can't do what you want to do. Understand you're an infinite spiritual being having a temporary human dream. At the end of this life, you'll probably wake up and go, wow, that was a crazy dream. But right now, enjoy it. Enjoy this reality. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. And understand that the universe wants you to be successful. But it also wants you to align. It wants you to understand what's important in life. It wants you to understand that you are a part of the divine. It wants you to understand these things. And it will give you reflections of this as you become aware of it. And understand that as much as you want a relationship, there's somebody out there that wants you. As much as you want to attract money in your life, abundance wants to come to you. It just wants you to be in vibrational resonance with it. And the best way to do this is to raise your frequency, understand you are divine, and understand that the more you raise your vibration, the more your life begins to change. Now, part of this as well is understanding that you have an energy field around your body. Thoughts you consistently think go into this energetic field. Now, what happens is over time, we have all these thoughts in our energy field that we haven't cleared out. Now, one of the most powerful ways to clear out your energy field is through a process that is called Ho'oponopono. And it's a process that's been around for a long time. And what it does is it clears out your energy field, and it also will clear energetic cords that you have with other people. It's extraordinarily powerful. I have a meditation, something that you can just repeat. It's 4 simple words. And when you do 4 simple statements, when you do these statements, you start to clear out your energy field. It starts to raise your frequency to where then the things you think can happen much easier. So I have a meditation at the top of the description box. Listen to it for 21 days. It will transform your life. Look at the comments to see what is possible for that, and commit to it and watch what happens. So clear out your energy field. Everything will change. Like I said, if you haven't already, subscribe, put on the notification bell so that you can see the daily vids that I have. I have a lot more videos coming. Like this video if you like this kind of style, you like this kind of esoteric concepts, and I will share more. And other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.